This movie is really popular, and I don't really get it.
So what does Gun do? What's Gun?
Not a lot. Clearly. Sonic turns gay in the first part.
Most everything I see online is saying that the third one was the best one, which I kind of hope that's not the case.
The Sonic characters are pretty young, man. Like, Tails is 8 years old.
Welcome, everyone, to Save the Script. And I don't even know what episode this is.
Well, we probably should have checked.
Well, let's just say 10, because that sounds like
Is
a
it
good
10?
number. I got no clue.
I think it might be 9. I think it might be 9. Hang on.
I just realized while I was saying it, I've got no clue what episode we're on.
We're professionals. And that's not true.
But you know what we are professionals on? Sonic lore.
Also not true. This is number 9.
This is number... Okay, 10 was really close, okay?
I didn't think we were in double digits.
We recorded 10.
Technically.
Minus the episode that I forgot to push the record button.
Technically, we've recorded...
This is a 10 episode.
Actually, we've recorded 11.
If you count the onward, yeah.
Well, 12.
Well, what am I missing? Where are these coming from?
Well, actually, it's 13.
Oh my god.
Well, that one I don't know about.
Are we a content farm now?
It's going up every second.
I'm not even trying, and content disappears. Or disappears.
We're so good at this, guys.
So episode number 9, and today we're going to be talking about Sonic 3. Today I am joined with Piano Eagle, our special guest. First time guest here. And Agent M. That's what I meant to say. This is the script channel. Let's act like I'm not gonna mess up.
Should we redo the intro?
I mean, we could just try again. That was Baby Giraffe.
Yeah, this is Baby Giraffe.
So
everyone knows
just
that.
Just to clarify, because this is very messy, I'm Agent M. Co-host is Baby Giraffe.
That is me.
And we're joined by Piano Eagle.
Hello.
Who we've wanted to be joined by for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That's my son banging on the door.
He's trying to get in.
He will not be a guest on this episode.
He will not be.
I guess he just was.
He won't be a guest. He'll be a cameo, but not a guest.
So I think we should start with going over what we know about Sonic. Everything I know about Sonic comes from Mario and Sonic and the Winter Olympics.
Question. Did we mention that we're talking about Sonic 3?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, just making sure people know what we're talking about.
They'll get it. It's in the title. It's in the thumbnail.
That's true. It will be.
We just lie and talk about the economy for a second.
Welcome to our political analysis podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the economy.
So all my experience with with Sonic, you can tell where my
This is going so smoothly.
Yeah, I haven't seen. So I haven't seen the first 2 Sonic movies. AGM, have you seen the first 2 Sonic movies?
I have not seen the first 2 Sonic movies. No, I have not seen them.
So what are we doing here?
Well, Shadow the Hedgehog was in this one. And he's cool.
Exactly, and that's why we saw it. But so instead of us just talking like idiots, we invited an expert on, Piano Eagle, who has seen the other Sonic movies. Thank goodness.
I have.
He's even played a few of the games, I think.
Yeah, I've played a fair amount of the games. Grew up on the classic ones, but not as much with the advance, like the ones Shadow is in. So don't know as much of the lore for that, but.
I was talking with my brother, and I know that Sonic outran a black hole in a comic. So that is the one fun fact.
He's done a lot of crazy stuff in the comics. The comics are kind of nuts. So he's been like a multiversal time traveler.
And a werehog.
But that was in the games.
Well, I have seen it. There was an intro for a game I believe I've seen. The one that I couldn't get past the tutorial for was he is all golden, and then Eggman shoots a laser at him, and he becomes like a werewolf hog.
Well, if he's golden, he's supersonic.
Yeah. Then he gets shot with a laser, and the emeralds or crystals come out, and then he becomes a werewolf.
Yeah, that's Sonic the Werehog.
So
everybody's favorite. He gets stretchy limbs in that one.
Like Mr. Fantastic, or
Yeah, kind of.
what's the point of that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's when he becomes a werehog, his limbs get stretchy. I don't know.
That's kind of weird.
My experience with Sonic is pretty limited. I've watched Sonic X, and he goes to space in that one,
He does.
which is, interesting. I think he fights like a ghost in one episode or something. I don't remember it very well. He's got to go fast. There's a kid in that one that he's friends with, and I think he's rich. So, pretty good friend.
Pretty good friend because he's rich. Wow. Okay. Guess I'm not a good friend anymore. Wow.
Well, I mean, that's just a bonus, Yeah, so I've seen that. I watched like a long recap of the comics as like a podcast. So I know a little bit about that. And I read the Sonic Wiki about Shadow the Hedgehog and his tertiary characters. So, because I was wanting to get more context for the movie.
Yeah. Speaking of content, like not seeing the first two like heavily, it like dampened my viewing experience. I feel like we were missing quite a few important things.
I really didn't feel like I missed all that much, to be honest.
Because like I know who Knuckles is. I'm like, who even is this guy? I don't understand anything about this dude. Piano Eagle, would you say this is, where does this rank in the Sonic trilogy? Is this a good one? Is it not as good as the other two?
Definitely better than the first one. The first one was a bit too much of a kids movie. I like the second one better because it has more references to the older stuff. The third one was more of like the Sonic Adventure games. So I knew a bit less about this one. So I'd say it's probably like second ranked.
Second? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most everything I see online is saying that the third one was the best one, which I kind of hope that's not the case.
I don't know, man.
Jim, we just got no clue what's going on.
No. This movie is really popular, and I don't really get it. I don't really get why it's as popular as it is. Like, I understand why Sonic fans would like it, because they're starving. They're starving
True.
for anything that is even close to good. So, I get that. And there are plenty of references for Sonic fans, so, I can kind of... But I just don't understand why they're just a bunch of random people who are just like, this is a masterpiece. I think that's
I don't know why they're saying something like that.
I think
I
that's
don't
a
know.
little much, personally.
Do you want to talk about the plot or any general thoughts? Because if we want to go like non-spoiler for a little bit,
Yeah.
my thoughts are, after being told that, oh yeah, this is the best one out of the trilogy, oh it's so great, you should go watch it, and then I watched it, and no, obviously not saying the first two. Okay, I'm expecting it to be, if it's the best one, oh it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be enjoyable. I really didn't like it, like, at all. There were like two scenes I liked, and I laughed. I did laugh.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I did laugh quite a bit.
I laughed twice. So not quite a bit.
I don't think I laughed at all.
Yeah.
Oh really?
I don't usually laugh at movies though.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. There was one scene I found funny.
There's one scene.
It was
okay.
the dancing scene.
No. Not the dancing scene. Yeah, it was the Chao Garden scene. I thought that was pretty funny because it was contrast with like the general who was so serious with his delivery.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then,
I
like
did-
all the funny just stuff happening around him. I thought that was
yeah.
cute.
Was he a character? Was he a character in the other two movies?
I think so, but I don't remember.
Because he comes in and I'm like, man, I bet this guy has a lot of like lore I'm missing with the Sonic crew.
I just assumed, oh, he's the government guy.
Yeah. Well, and the organization is called Gun, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's an interesting name. I didn't know what they were talking about for a while.
Well, Sword was taken, Shield was taken, so they had to go Gun. That's the trilogy.
And the fastest.
You could just, use a real government agency. For goodness sake, you don't have to make one up every time.
I mean, to be fair, originally Sonic's not really set on like Earth. It's it's not quite like our Earth. It's a little different. But then again,
Oh, really?
it's also kind of inconsistent, so it's very confusing exactly where it's set. But I'm going off of my
Like Mario Party. You don't know.
I mean, you know where specific boards are. Yeah, I've always been confused about exactly where Sonic is supposed to take place. I know that Mobius is the planet he's from normally.
No.
Yep.
Mobius is that movie that no one saw.
I thought he was the guy from the Matrix.
Oh, gotcha.
The guy with the pills, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's Sonic's home planet. That's usually where it takes place. But then the humans come in, and I don't know if the humans are actually from Mobius or if in those games where the humans are, he's in like Earth or
Okay. So I'm sure all this was explained in the first movie, and I'm hopefully Piano Eagle can fill in a few of these gaps I've got. So Sonic is from another dimension, right? Or is it just somewhere
Yeah.
else in space?
Yeah, in the movie, it's like from another dimension.
It is another
Yeah.
dimension?
I believe
Okay.
so, yeah. He has to get there with the rings, like a portal.
yeah.
But he's got rings. Does he not want to go back to
He
his
has a
world, or-
limited amount of rings that he can use to get there, to travel places.
Okay. But he doesn't want to use them to go back.
No.
No?
I think he gets like destroyed or something. I'm a little unsure of that.
Oh my.
Oh.
I know, so he has a mother figure that they added, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Longhorn or something. She
I think
dies.
it's is it Long Claw or something like that?
Longclaw or something.
She's like an owl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's your
And,
mom? Okay.
And that showed up
Don't-
when she showed up. I was just like, who are you? I don't remember you at all.
Like, you could have told me
Yeah.
the entire first film was about her and, like, her death and how it affected Sonic, and I would have totally bought it, because I'm like, I got no clue.
Yeah, I do think it's kind of funny because Sonic he's got parents in the comics. I don't think he
Yeah.
has them in the games, but
Yeah.
I mean his existence implies parents, but you know, other I don't think they're ever shown in the games. But in the comics he has parents.
Are they owls?
No.
No, they're hedgehogs?
Yeah. Yep. And,
Okay.
and his dad's a robot. He got turned into a robot.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah.
I was like, wait, okay. His existence
Yeah.
implies parents. They're robots. Wait a second.
Obviously.
The comics are kind of strange, man.
The movie was kind of strange, man. Did you watch this thing?
Yeah. An accurate adaptation. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought this was like really fun, really good. I didn't have very good time watching it. I just it seemed like kind of a crummy family film. Just
Yeah. Well,
nothing all that terrible. Just kind of
to,
just a regular old crummy family film.
the more I think about it, the more I think I didn't like a single human, like, in this entire movie.
You didn't like Maria, dude?
I wasn't a huge fan of, like, any of the humans in this movie. And I just kept thinking, I'm like, man, they could have made, like, a good animated movie, like, with Sonic. They could cool. They could do a lot of cool visuals with Sonic.
Yeah.
Has that been tried? Am I?
I think just cinematics and things like that.
Okay.
I don't think they've ever done a real like movie for Sonic. He had an anime, which was Sonic X. He's had TV shows before.
Lots of those.
Yeah, he's had quite a few. He's had what, like 5, 4, something like
Well,
that.
he's had a lot. Yeah.
I keep seeing clips of, like, Sonic on Reels and Instagram, and I keep thinking, like, man, that's got to be, like, AI. Like, there's no way that's, like, a real line from the show.
That show's wild. I know that one you're talking
This
about.
Sonic Boom? Is that what you're talking about? Sonic Boom has some crazy, crazy lines.
I'm like, there's no way that's in a Sonic show. But I never check into it. I just...
Yeah. Well, Piano Eagle, what are your general thoughts about it?
On the movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun watch, but not a movie I'm gonna go back and like watch anytime soon. I'd rewatch it if I was watching the other ones, but there was nothing that stood out as like, this is really good. The visuals were all right. They were probably the best part.
Yeah.
Everything looked good. just like, it's just about what you'd expect.
Yeah, I think Shadow looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
he flipped up the gun and he caught it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best part of the movie.
I-
Unironically, the best part of the movie.
I was so disappointed by how little screen time Shadow actually got.
He got a decent amount, didn't he?
It wasn't as much as I was hoping for.
Every time the humans were on screen, I'm like, "Give me Shadow! Get out of the screen!" But
Every time anyone else was on screen.
I thought Knuckles was interesting. I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate any of the characters really. I didn't really like very many of them, but I didn't hate any of
I
them.
hated most of the human characters. I don't know what's there's a guy and a girl who were like
James Marsden and his movie wife. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know her name. I don't know.
Is James
Who
is
she
that
is.
his movie name or is that the actor's
I'm
name?
pretty sure James Marsden is who plays that guy.
What's the character's name?
I think it's like Tom.
Tom.
It's
Okay,
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I figured they had a much more prominent role in the first two films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
The first one, the Tom guy like helps show Sonic Earth. The second one, the two get married.
He helped show Sonic Earth. Isn't
Yeah.
Sonic like super fast so we can just run everywhere and see the Earth?
Well, like learn the ends of the culture.
Oh,
Yeah.
culture. Earth's culture. Okay.
He
Mhm.
brings him into the fold.
And by culture, I mean
Yeah.
American culture. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He takes Sonic out to the shooting range.
Does that happen?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think it does.
I'm pretty
No.
sure that's
I think they
no.
play baseball is like the big thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic would be pretty good at baseball.
Very American, very Japanese as well. But you know,
Good for Sonic.
good for
Sega.
Sonic. Yeah.
Good for Sonic. Okay.
His two target demographics. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a ton to say non-spoiler. If you want to see a Sonic movie, this is a movie with Sonic.
If you haven't seen the first two, and you're expecting like, oh, if you've been told this movie's good, we're here to tell you, probably not what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's just kind of a crummy family film. It's
Yeah.
it's nothing special.
It's a good Sonic movie, not a good movie. It's the best way to put it.
Oof.
I would
Ooh, that's
say
kind of a.
It's a movie that has Sonic in it. And some people will really like that, and that will be funny for them. You know, if you like Sonic, you'll probably enjoy it. But if you just don't care that much,
I got.
probably not gonna care.
I've got the original Pokemon show right on Blu-ray. I would get infinitely more excitement after watching just like the first episode of that show.
Just
over
the theme song alone. So good.
That song is awesome, man. It's so
Oh, yeah.
good.
Does Sonic have a cool theme song?
Gotta go fast.
That's
Oh,
his,
that's his theme
Yeah.
song. Okay,
that's his
okay.
coolest theme song.
That's as cool as. He's got songs, but that's probably the only one that's like his real theme song.
Does
Yeah.
Shadow
Yeah.
have a song?
I think Live and Learn.
Live and Learn's
Yeah.
probably the closest one.
Man, I used to
They
play.
play it for about 10 seconds in the movie, so.
The Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics, and I would only play Shadow as my character. And so he would always have like a line he would say when he wins or loses or whatever. And I can't remember any of them for the life of me, because then I realized you could play as your character, like your me character,
Yeah.
and customize them. And so I would just customize my entire outfit to be Shadow themed. But I can't remember anything he says, but I knew it was super edgy and it was like super dark and like
Yeah.
sorry, like I didn't knew nothing about Sonic at all, and I would still pick him as like the coolest
I
character
mean,
to play
he
as.
is the coolest character in Sonic. Let's be real. I'll be honest. He's the only reason I wanted to see this movie, really.
I said I wouldn't when the first Sonic movie came out. I said I wouldn't watch it unless Shadow was in it, And then when it was announced that Shadow's gonna be in the third one, like it's gonna be his movie, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch it unless I give him a gun. And then they gave him a gun in the trailer, and I'm like, I'm there opening night, and I wasn't, but I did go see it eventually.
In spirit.
Eventually, I did go see it
Yeah.
because it seemed like they were gonna do everything I wanted.
I really didn't have high expectations. I just wanted to have a good time with this movie, and I didn't really have a good time, so it was really disappointing. I wasn't asking for much.
So, should we get into the non-spoiler stuff now, then?
Yeah, I think we can.
Actually, you mean the spoiler stuff?
Oh, yeah.
The spoiler stuff? Oh.
Yeah, I think we can get into some spoilers now.
I'm just making sure.
All right.
Where do we start?
Well, Sonic turns gay in the first part.
Wait.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that part of the movie.
It's been 2 weeks,
What are
but
you
I don't
talking-
remember.
No. Just thinking about that one Ninjago meme of Cole.
I thought you were thinking of the Mario and Sonic meme.
That too, but
Oh my god.
I guess, what do we do? You want to do plot, character? What do you want to do?
We could do plot, but I'm honestly blanking on what happens first in this movie. Like to kick off
the race.
Oh, I know the racing,
Yeah.
but what's the inciting incident? Like what do they?
Shadow breaks out of jail.
Yeah, and the guards come and take them.
Oh,
Tokyo.
you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
Shadow wakes up. He breaks out of jail. He beats up I would say a bunch of guys, but it's not really a bunch of guys. It's like, what, 15 guards?
Yeah.
Something like that. He's on the island they're keeping him is called Prison Island.
I do remember that
Right?
name.
So
That was the first time when he laughs in this movie.
so it's called Prison Island, and Shadow wakes up from being like in suspended animation, so he's been in stasis. He wakes up, he breaks out, he beats up 15 guards, and then the like warden looks to the scientist guy who was watching him, and he's just like, we need more guards, and then he's just like, that was all the guards. So you're telling me that on an island called Prison Island, there are 15 guards. That's it.
Were they just? Is the only prisoner on the island Shadow?
How? No, just like how are there 15 guards on an island prison? Like the entire island is a prison, and there are only 15. Like, it's just the guards we see Shadow beat up. That's it, and there are not very many. That's just crazy.
But it was cool. He was.
It was
teleporting
cool.
around.
It was cool to see him beat up some guys. I will say
That was pretty cool. I thought we were off to a really
Yeah.
good start with that scene.
The logic I think for that was because Shadow had been under for so long. It had been like 50 years or something.
Yeah.
So I guess it doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon. So 15 in that case seems reasonable if he's the only one there.
I just don't even think 15 would be enough to maintain a facility that large. Like, it looks like it's a pretty decent size.
15
Prison.
might work for an island that's a prison if you just drop off prisoners there and leave, like Australia. Like,
okay, I get where you're going. Yeah.
if you just literally just drop them off and leave, and then you just have like 15 guards on a boat, like
Yeah.
outside the prison.
It's enough for like an exile. Sure.
Yeah, an exile. They're an exile prison.
But yeah, no. I thought that was pretty funny though. There are only like 15 guards on the entire prison island.
So there were like 15 guys, and they all had guns pointed right at them. I don't think a single like shot was fired in that entire fight, was it?
I think they might have fired some shots and he teleported around him.
Okay.
I remember he used the teleportation a lot.
Oh yeah.
To take
Which
him
was
out.
good. I was
Yeah,
like,
that was cool. Yeah,
This teleportation is pretty cool.
that was cool. Yeah, so then he breaks out and he uses his shoes and he skates across the
And that was
water.
pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I got a question. How does Shadow teleport?
It's like has to do with chaos control, right?
Yeah, I think it's some like chaos junk.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Chaos junk? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it has to do with chaos control. I think that's like one of the main ways he uses like his chaos powers is the teleportation.
So he has chaos powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what exactly that means, I'm not entirely sure, but
Okay.
it does let him teleport, and it also lets him make all that energy and stuff. That's why I read the wiki because I was looking for more context. So the bracelets on his arms,
Yeah.
right? Those are power limiters, so they limit his chaos powers so it doesn't like overwhelm him. So it lets him control.
Oh, so they're
Yeah.
so the rings he has are like
Yeah.
holding him back. Really.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
that's even cooler.
Yeah, that's why
even cooler
that's
than
why-
I thought.
That's why when he takes him off in the movie, it's like, whoa, he's going crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, I just figured since rings have a special ability in this world, I thought they were like helping him, like a buff.
No, they're limiters to
Okay.
keep him from like going crazy with his powers.
Yeah,
But
that's even cooler. That's even cooler.
he's so strong. He has to have limiters on. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Another thing I learned was his shoes, at least in the games, were made by Maria. So,
Oh.
yeah, she invented them. She invented his air shoes.
Whoa.
So air shoes?
Yeah.
So the shoes are special?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget. Are they called air skates or something like that?
Well, I don't.
Oh.
You know, he goes like, oh.
Never heard of his shoe name before.
I don't remember what they're called, but yeah, they're like, that's why he runs differently. He looks like he's skating instead of like just running. like
Okay, I
Sonic
totally
runs.
just thought that was his power. Like,
Yeah, it's because of his shoes.
It's because of his
his
shoes.
shoes let him do that.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And in the games, Maria made those. I don't know if she made them here. I don't think she did, because I don't think we ever see him wearing anything other than his air shoes.
I don't think so, but she
So-
does show him how to skate.
Yeah, she does show him how to skate, so maybe that's like a
Oh,
reference to that.
to be completely honest, I'm just now making that connection.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because she skates in the movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I think most of the very few scenes I enjoy are at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Because as soon as he breaks out, that's when Sonic and his friends go to fight him, like right away.
Yeah, and that scene is my favorite.
The fight,
Yeah, the first fight in the movie is my favorite.
Knuckles is like, oh, actually, I want to fight.
Yeah, I thought the dialogue was pretty funny in that one, and it was cool too.
It was cool.
It was cool. It was like Shadow being the coolest, which was what I was there for. So, of course, I really liked it. I liked when they jumped out of the helicopter, and they're stopping their fall. They do the Sonic Heroes, like jump, like the triple thing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
I got no clue what you're talking about.
Sonic Heroes. It's the one where they're set up in like teams of 3.
There were 3 of them.
Yeah, one of the teams is Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic.
That was the
Yeah.
3 that was in the movie.
Yeah, and then they catch them like they do in the game.
Okay. Okay. I will
Yeah.
take your word for it.
Sonic Heroes has a good song. It's called Sonic Heroes.
Wow,
Yeah.
original.
Yeah, they're very creative over there at Sega. That's why all the Sonic fans are always happy with them.
Yeah. I didn't like that the fight scene, you couldn't get a scale for any impacts. Like, Sonic gets thrown into the air, thrusted down, like, breaks the road on impact, and then just, like, gets up. Like, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like, there was
Was
no...
that how it was in the first 2, or not really?
No, I didn't notice it as much. It felt like this one was power turned up to
Okay.
10, but there was, like,
Okay.
no consequences to deal with it.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah, probably a little bit of plot armor going in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then they kind of make it how it should be later when the guy, even though I didn't really care for him, Tom, he gets like hit down. He just like
Yeah.
falls down, and that's like treated like so severely. Like
Well-
he has to go to the hospital
Well,
for
he's a
that.
human.
He is
Yeah.
just a guy, to be fair. He doesn't
Yeah.
have superpowers like the other guys.
But like Sonic shouldn't be like thrown into the street and then just like get up. Like
There's like a crater there.
Yeah.
yeah, that's insane.
I can understand. That's probably a little much.
Yeah.
It was fine for me because I have no clue. I
Yeah.
haven't seen the first 2 movies, so I got no clue the scale like is. Can Sonic take a nuke? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Is he faster than the Flash? I don't know.
I mean,
got no clue.
yeah, he's probably faster than the Flash. I mean, maybe.
Really?
He might be.
He outran a black hole.
He outran a black hole. Then again, the Flash runs so fast he can go back in
in
time.
time.
So, but then again, that's also
the
made up.
Actually,
the
Sonic
Flash
can
can
go
go
back
so-
in time.
Oh yeah, Sonic.
Well, the
can go
Flash
back
can
in
go
time,
so
too,
fast he can basically like phase himself like out of existence, like while
Yeah.
actually still existing. It's
in
really
the
weird.
first movie, from the trailers, I know this. In the first movie, he runs so fast that it's basically like time is standing still for him. Like the Quicksilver scene.
Like the hammy from Over the Hedge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the over the hedge scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't know if that was that a one-time thing, or is that just something he can do whenever?
That's pretty consistent with Sonic. He can just do that.
Okay, so
And I
Okay.
know within Sonic CD, he can just like run back in time, like the Flash. He can run either
There's like
forward or back.
there's a CD where he is like music.
The type of game.
Oh, okay.
it's a game, yeah. Yeah, I really like that fight scene. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
absolutely agree. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, I think it was my favorite part of the movie. It was the part where Shadow was coolest, so it was my favorite.
Yeah.
I do like the part that Sonic's running through Tokyo, and you see all the people there. The one scene where he goes into the truck, it's the most American white guy and driving there.
Well, they have to import the truckers.
That's how did they get the stuff there? They drove it over.
I drove it over.
Just spits out a starfish. Man. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Well, the next scene is the general coming in, who's in charge of Gun, and
We didn't talk about the race scene. Did you want to talk about that, or don't care?
I don't care at all. To be honest,
I thought it was just kind of.
my level of caring about the
Yeah.
race scene is like negative.
It is. It's basically just there to establish the theme, and that Tails has holograms. That's basically all it does.
Yeah.
And it's nothing all that special. Tom is there.
Tom is there.
Tom is
I
there.
didn't like Tom.
Tom's wife is there.
I didn't like her either.
I didn't like her either. I didn't really like Tom all that much
Actually,
either.
I take it back. There is one part of the humans in this movie I did like. It was the ventriloquism
Yeah.
joke. I liked that
I thought
joke.
the puppet joke was kind of fun.
Do you know what we're talking about?
I remember the
Yeah.
scene. I didn't love that one.
I didn't love it. I want to clear. I did not love it. I thought it was kind of funny.
I thought it was pretty funny, but now I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the joke was either. For context, it's been 2 weeks since we saw this. We had to do some rescheduling, so we're not as fresh as we would like to be. But
My enthusiasm has stayed the same though.
yeah, I my my excitement's about the same as after I saw it. My memory, not as much, but my excitement, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I want to get to this general scene because this is the first scene that I was like, there might be a few problems with this scene. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's like no security here.
Yep.
At all.
No, no, you said like. When you meant to say there is no
There
security.
is no. Okay. That was just
They-
verbal clutter.
yeah.
But, you know.
There are no guards of any kind here, and it is packed with just a bunch of civilians and things,
Gun.
and people in costumes, so you don't know who they are.
So Gun is an American, like, government agency, correct?
Is it international?
I think so, because they had a location in Great Britain.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
international.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll,
Yeah, I think it's an international agency.
All right.
I do think America has a considerable pull in it, but I think it's international.
Well, that's okay. It's still not okay that he's by himself though. That's probably not
No,
okay.
he should have guards. Yeah,
Probably a few.
even
At least some outside.
Yeah.
Like just maybe if there were like someone there to assassinate him or something,
I mean,
they would be able to.
I guess you
Stop them.
could argue there were some outside because the I don't know what.
Well, outside somewhere, yeah, on the like freaking 2 blocks away, probably.
Yeah, because they show up after
After everything's
yeah.
done.
After he's been really injured and the whole building is yeah.
So what were the things? Where were they at?
Chao. They were at a Chao garden, which is a reference to the games.
Okay.
Because I forget which game it was, but there was one of the games had Chao Gardens, which was like a mini game thing, where you could raise a Chao, which are the little things that you saw walking around that weren't little things; they were big people
That
in
were like
costumes.
Teletubby-like things.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
I
That's
don't
the
know
first
about
thing I
that
thought when I saw
comparison.
them.
They do look like something from a kid's show, but you know, they're like little alien guys, something like that. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. So I was just confused by that. You know, I'm sure people liked it as a reference, but I was confused because I'm like, in the movies, aren't Chow like real? Like they're not just like a fake thing in the movies, right?
They haven't met Chao
They
yet.
haven't met them. But if they do, but now if they do introduce them, it's going to be kind of weird that there were Chow gardens in Japan when they had no
Sonic
idea.
told them. Sonic posted about them on
Facebook.
X.
Oh,
Facebook.
On Sonic's X.
On Sonic's X. Dude, that's so funny. They should make an account for that.
Sonic probably.
Yeah.
He probably has an account.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Something
He has an account because they do Twitter takeovers, which I've listened to, and they're funny. They have the original voice actors, like responding to like Q&As for like tweets and stuff. So
Okay.
people ask questions and they answer them. One of them was like, "Shadow, will you marry me?" That was one of the.
Was
questions.
that you?
No, no, it wasn't.
So anyway, this general freaking gets killed by like 50 drones. I don't know.
Yeah, bunch of the Eggman drones. They come in, basically kill him.
Yep. Well, they do kill. Well, they kill him almost.
Almost kill him.
Almost kill him. So, and then while he's dying, he's like, "Sonic, I've got a credit card. Don't max it out."
Yeah. The pin is 5555.
So this credit card is actually a key to like a super weapon.
Yeah. It's like the keys to the nukes, basically. It's half of the keys to the nukes.
Yeah. Except that
the nuke is a giant space laser.
Except that the nuke is a giant space laser that isn't that isn't in space.
No,
so
it's not in space.
Don't really need to worry about it too much because.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. But it gives the key to Sonic, and then the guards come in and they don't even know. Like they don't even know that happened. They don't even know that.
And Sonic and his friends Knuckles and Tails.
They are in the movie.
They run away because they don't trust Gun, and so the Gun.
But they trust.
Are mad at them.
They trusted the general, the head guy of Gun.
Yeah.
But as soon as he dies, they're like, "No, this agency is freaking wacko. We can't trust them."
Yeah. So has Gun been an antagonist in the other movies?
I don't think so.
Have they been
Really?
solidly the good guys?
They haven't been like fully the good guys.
Okay.
They're just kind of like government agency.
Okay. Were they? Did Eggman used to work for them?
That's an old one. That's from the first one, but I think so.
Okay. So were they kind of the bad guys in the first one?
I guess they would have to be.
Okay. Okay. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they ran. I don't know.
I just thought it was kind of odd. Like, okay, you trust the general, like who's in charge of this organization, but you don't trust literally anyone else.
I mean, they didn't really have any reservations about coming with them and working for them initially. Because when they show up at the birthday party, they're just like, "Hey, we need your help to hunt down this super fast."
Yeah, they were
hedgehog."
super okay with them, and then as soon as like the general dies, they're like, "Whoa, hang on, we don't like the entire thing now."
Yeah. it should have been set up a little better, I think.
They're like half of America when the other political party gets a president, and they're like, "We hate this country now. We don't want anything to do with it."
My politician does something, I like it. Other politician does something, I don't like it. Basically, yeah. I didn't.
I just thought it was kind of odd.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
But they made a big deal about the Eggman drones, and I'm like, "What's the big deal? It's Eggman." And then apparently,
Because Eggman was supposed to be dead.
Eggman died in the second film,
Yeah.
and I had no clue that was a thing.
Yeah, because Jim Carrey said he wanted to retire. That was so they. I'm pretty sure they did that.
So he
that
did.
way.
Did he not want to do this movie, or did he?
He decided not to retire until after this movie.
Gotcha.
So he was. I think he was thinking about it before, and then he decided to do it after this one was made.
Okay. So was his performance better in this one than the last two, or same, or?
I would say it was better.
Better?
Eggman was better.
Okay.
I didn't love the other doctor though.
Grandpappy.
Yeah.
I didn't like Gerald very much.
I think Eggman was probably the highlight of the movie. He was.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely the best
That's
human.
because you're obsessed with the dancing scene.
No.
This is slander.
This is defamation.
Wins the lawsuit.
Oh no.
That's going to be next episode, so tune in for that. The dancing scene's wild. What the heck is going on
I
there?
don't know. I just know I've seen it shared around quite a bit, and people seem to really like it.
It wasn't
What,
funny.
the dancing scene?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I refuse to think anyone likes that scene.
Dude, it's
That scene
really
sucks.
popular.
They would have won instantly if they would have just walked straight and gotten the credit card, and maxed it out, and
Yeah, they would have won if they just went straight there. My big thing was the suits are what protect them from the lasers. They're wearing special suits.
not their faces.
Exactly. But their heads are completely exposed.
Oh my god.
So they're it's still incredibly dangerous to go through these lasers because your head has no protection. Now, maybe they could have fixed that with like a small line to say like, oh, the suits like generate a field all around us that protects us.
Well,
or
it like
something
hits the suits,
that.
then it like bounces off.
Yeah.
And, it's like every laser is bouncing onto their face, like every single one.
Yeah,
and
and there's the one part where he picks up Gerald and he spins him around over his head,
oh my god.
and you can just see the lasers like going into his face over and over
Yep.
again, and it's like, oh man, he should be so dead. He should be so dead, man. It was really distracting because of how they set up the lasers in the suits. If they had set up the suits maybe a little differently, or maybe if they made it like a field generator in the form of like a watch or something, maybe it wouldn't be as distracting. But like,
So
it was really distracting, and I understand why they had the faces exposed, because they would want to see Jim Carrey acting during that part, being goofy, and also so you could tell who was who and everything.
Yeah.
So you're doing a scene in a movie, and it takes a long time, okay? Especially when you've got,
Yeah.
and then when you got an actor playing two characters in the scene, it takes twice as long, maybe even more.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think he spent doing that freaking scene?
It would have been quite a while.
I would say
think,
probably,
yeah.
I mean, days maybe, like 1 or 2 days.
At
Okay.
least a day.
Yeah,
At least a day.
Oh,
probably
gosh.
a few days.
And the scene
Man,
went on
I'm glad
way
I'm
too
like
long.
a plumber, because man, I couldn't do that kind of. I couldn't degrade myself.
Well, I mean, it's Jim Carrey. To be fair, he likes doing that kind of stuff. He likes being goofy. So, I've heard he has a lot of fun as Eggman. So he really liked those roles. But
Yeah.
which
I'm glad.
I
I'm
wouldn't
glad.
I wouldn't be surprised, because it really feels like the writers really like Jim Carrey, and that Eggman is just kind of Jim Carrey. But that's just kind of my opinion. He doesn't really feel very much like Eggman to me. He feels like
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Did you guys like the joke where they literally said, "Oh, it's like we're the same actor playing two different characters
No,
in the movie"?
way too on the nose.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, when they paused and like looked at the camera, that made me happy. I was really glad.
I just didn't think it was funny. I don't like
I
meta
lied.
comedy like that either.
I thought the pause was enough. If they had just like done the
Yeah.
pause and the look, that would have been okay. They kept explaining the joke and they explained it further, and they held on the joke that wasn't that funny to begin with.
Yeah.
It was nah.
No, it was too much. Timing was wrong. I don't really like those kinds of jokes because they pull you out of the movie anyways. But yeah, I didn't like that one. I thought that was probably that might be the worst joke in the movie for me at least. I I can't think of any other one that would be worse. But
I mean, I can think of jokes that were like plot related and that are made me mad, but
yeah, I mean, so yeah, I didn't like that part. Okay, so Piano Eagle,
Yep.
you know a lot more about Sonic than I do.
Okay.
it's like if you say so.
Congratulations.
Yes.
So, what do you think of this Eggman as an adaptation of the games Eggman?
Okay, so the ones that I would always play, I'd play the older ones. So Eggman didn't have like speaking roles or anything like
Okay.
that. Mostly all he'd do is look upset when he got defeated and run away with his hands flailing. So he was always a threat, and from the stuff that I know,
Mhm.
he wasn't something that you just messed around with. And I think that's
Right.
pretty fair with this one. And he also has a little bit of a goofy side, like that little bit of a Dr. Doofenshmirtz
Yeah.
kind of feel to him. I think that was fair. He was probably a little goofier than he should have been, but I feel like that's kind of his progression as he gets to know the characters. He like loosens up a bit.
I think that's true to a degree. I just think it's a little far for me. Because he's so goofy that he doesn't even feel like Eggman to me. He just kind of feels like Jim Carrey. Like I don't really see him as the character. I just see him as himself, which is kind of disappointing.
He got the proportions all wrong. He's supposed to.
He's not fat enough.
His arms and legs are to be way thinner, like
Yeah.
straws. Mustache was like 2 feet too short.
Yeah, I did like his when they put on the suit from the games. That was cool. I thought that was a good
I thought
costume.
that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good costume. Pretty accurate. Looked pretty cool. So I like that part.
Did you like all the? I wanted to say cybernetic, but it's like dang it! What's the stupid stuff Iron Man has? Nanotechnology.
Nanobots.
Yeah. Would you like the nanobot fight stuff?
Oh no, I
No.
didn't like that fight scene. Yeah, I didn't like that fight scene at all. Really, I didn't like it when they cut from like it was like Sonic and Shadow were having that big dramatic moment in the finale. Right?
Oh yeah, with
They-
cool music.
Yeah, they with the Live and Learn playing for the like 10 seconds it got to play, which wasn't very long, and I was kind of disappointed because it sounded pretty cool. But then it cuts back to the fight with Robotnik and Gerald, and he's spanking him with a big,
What
big
the
hand.
heck?
I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Oh.
And it's like, well, that's a shift. We went from a really cool moment to kind of some a little cringe.
It's the what I want to see in the movie, and what I'm getting in
Yeah.
the movie. It's
We have Sonic 3 fight scenes at home. Fight scenes at home.
What I was here for, what I got. Yeah, I didn't like that scene.
I forgot about that.
Okay, so I've heard the criticism that
I agree.
Okay. That the Robotniks are too similar. Like they're basically the same. What do you think about that? Like in terms of personality, not in terms of necessarily motive, but like they act like the same.
Okay, well, you say two like if that's the problem, but they are very similar, but I don't think it's a problem necessarily.
Okay.
Like that, I wouldn't use it as a criticism, I guess.
Okay.
But yes, they're very similar.
Yeah. I just think it would be. I forget who made the criticism, but they mentioned that it would be nice if Gerald had been kind of playing up his goofiness to manipulate Ivo a little bit.
Ivo?
Yeah, that's Eggman.
Ivor?
Eggman. Is it Ivo?
I thought it was Ivor.
I thought it was Ivo.
Oh no.
I got no clue who you're talking about. Just say Eggman.
Eggman.
Doctor.
So he's playing up his goofiness to
Yeah, just call him the Doctor.
to manipulate Eggman into helping him, and then once the reveal happens on the spaceship where he's like, I'm gonna blow up the world, he's much more serious after that.
Why would... Couldn't you just not tell him? Like, couldn't you just leave that part out?
Maybe.
I thought he was gonna. He thought he was gonna be on board.
Yeah. I think he was a little disappointed that he wasn't on board with it, but
Because he was insane.
Well, he's gonna be
Yeah.
on board with it. Just let him be happy when it happens, I guess. Like, you don't want anything to stand in your way.
I mean, he thought they were going to use it to rule the world.
Yeah.
So when they actually turn it on, I mean,
Just say you're gonna like blow up Guam or something. Like, just show how much power you have.
I guess they did say they were going to just blow up the gun headquarters.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, maybe you shouldn't have told him at all.
Yeah.
Maybe that was stupid. But I just thought it was an interesting idea to see, like, what if he was playing up the goofiness, and then once that betrayal happens, he reveals that he's actually pretty serious.
He's got like another costume on, and it's
Yeah.
like all red and black.
He
He takes off a wig, his bald wig, and it's like black hair.
I don't know. I thought it would have been nicer, because from what when I was researching to get more context, I was like, Gerald seems like a way more serious character in the games than he does in the movie. Like, way more serious. But I don't know how much you want to dig into that.
This movie didn't take itself very seriously.
Yeah. I think it might have been nice to have that contrast. Especially since we had the goofy stuff for all of the rest of the movie.
Literally every second.
Yeah.
Movie.
So it would have been kind of nice to have the antagonist be a little more serious at the end. Just maybe even just for the change of pace. You know?
But we wanted to see him spank Eggman.
Yeah, that was worth it.
Scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I didn't like that part. Yeah. I mean, like, in the source material, from what I read, he's like a genius scientist. Do you just want to talk about what kind of the differences were?
Sure.
Okay. So
One was old.
yeah, he was old in the source material, but he was like a genius scientist. He invented the world's first like space station research facility,
Okay.
which is what's in the movie, but it's not a research facility in the movie.
Gotcha.
And then Gunn approaches him and says, "Hey, we want you to make immortality through Project Shadow."
Oh
And
my gosh.
So
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So
Okay.
the project that's trying to create immortality is Project Shadow. It's the project where Shadow comes from. It's how he's created.
He makes Shadow?
Yeah, he makes Shadow.
What?
Yeah, in the games, he makes Shadow. In the movie, Shadow is just from space.
Yeah,
So-
Shadow's a clone, right, of Sonic.
I don't know. I'm not sure actually. It didn't mention anything about that.
Oh.
So if so, the wiki is incomplete.
Oh, not with Sonic fans.
No, it's not a bit, but I don't know. Or either that or I just missed that part somehow. Yeah, so but the reason he accepts is because Maria has a chronic illness that she's going to die from. She's continuously getting weaker and she's going to die from that. And so he wants to cure her. And she lives on the space station with him because of that, which I think makes a little more sense than her just being to like her getting free reign of a military base.
On skates.
Yeah. I mean, she could just kind of go wherever and do whatever in the military base, which didn't make a ton of sense why she was there in the movie. Granddaughter. Yeah. So
She can do whatever she wants now.
yeah, in the movie it doesn't make as much sense. In the games, it makes more sense because the space station is primarily a research facility. Gunn doesn't actually own it. It's like
What? So what's the pros of having a research facility in space? Like, is it cost effective? Really?
I don't know. Maybe Gerald.
What are the cost benefits?
Maybe Gerald's a libertarian. I don't know.
You wouldn't have to like pay for land.
Yeah.
To, like, build your building.
No taxes.
But if you want to
Yes.
experiment on land, it would
Yeah.
take a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there was like other projects maybe he was working on at the time or something, but
It's like, well, I don't have to ever pick up my tools because they just float
Yeah.
around. And then it's like, really? Is that really worth the expense
I'm pretty sure they
of
have
building
artificial
a
gravity, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly why you would do that, but I mean, we have an international space station in real life, so. But
Yeah, but it
that's-
does a
yeah.
lot of things for us. in
Yeah,
real
yeah,
life.
yeah. So I'm sure there was some sort of similar things where it was doing other experiments at the same time that were more space based.
But
or
we do.
something.
I guess we do test a lot
Yeah.
of things. Every time we go up, we have a list of things that we're testing.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure there was something similar going on. I'm sure they had a reason for it, but you know, while he's working on Project Shadow, he creates the Bio Lizard, which is like a giant, like mutant lizard creature. It's like a primal monster that's like mixed with machine parts, and it's
Oh.
yeah, so it's like a really violent weapon, and it goes kind of crazy at one point, and so he has to like put it in stasis, knock it out. That's kind of Shadow's brother because he was made by the same person.
That's how it works.
Yeah. so,
Wait.
so kind of weird. And then he ends up making Shadow, but he also gets help from an alien called Black Doom.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
This is some weird lore.
Yeah,
you're
so-
dropping
so-
here. I got.
so Black
I'm just saying
Doom
everything.
is like
You're sure, man. Yeah.
really-
Black Doom.
yeah, so
Okay.
Black
yeah.
Doom says, "Hey, I'll give you some of my DNA, so that way you can make your little experiment thing. But once he's done, you're gonna have him get me the Master Emerald. You're gonna have him like work for me and get me the It was either the Chaos Emeralds or the Master Emerald. Might have been both. So
So okay, what do these
Right.
emeralds do? What are these emeralds?
they're really powerful. They let
Because I know
Sonic
there's
go-
9 of them, right?
yeah.
And when you get all 9 of them, you become like super powered.
Yeah, you go supersonic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or super shadow or super knuckle,
Yeah, okay.
super name.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they're really powerful.
Okay.
Black Doom is gonna use them to I think it's eat the world or destroy the world, something like that. Gerald didn't know that when he said yeah, okay. So but once he finds out, he tries to make Shadow into like the ultimate weapon to counteract that, to stop Black Doom
Okay.
from doing that.
So it's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
he makes Shadow to do that, and he also makes the laser that's in the movie. He initially makes it in the games as like a weapon to use against the Black Doom's like army of aliens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in case something goes wrong. So makes it makes a little more sense to me, at least in that context, than in the movie's
So
context.
he wasn't a villain like at all.
Well, so the Maria stuff is pretty similar. Maria and Shadow bond, but they're in space this time. And yeah, they're in space this time, and Maria is like friends with everybody on the space station. Everybody thinks she's swell, and she's like Shadow's closest friend, and she invents his shoes for him. And then there are some other experiments that Gerald's doing at the time, but they're not really relevant, and a couple of them go wrong and have they're pretty dangerous things that went wrong. So
Okay.
but they get a handle on it. So then Gunn comes in because he's working for Gunn, and they say, "Hey, man, these experiments are really dangerous, and they're not really working well," and like something along those lines. So kind of similar, but also there's an aspect of they want control over what he's doing without having to worry about like the like freedom of him experimenting around with
By
things.
himself.
Yeah. So they go in to capture, to capture him and I think kill Shadow. I think they were worried about Shadow being too dangerous or something like that, so they were going to kill him.
Too cool, you mean?
Yeah, too cool. So Maria gets shot in their attempt, but she manages to save Shadow.
In the movie, isn't it just an explosion that kills her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, they shoot a tank that explodes.
Yeah.
That kills
Okay.
her.
In the game, they just shoot her.
Okay, that's freaking dramatic. That's freaking.
Yeah. But basically, he does end up in like kind of a. I think he ends up in a stasis or something like that. It's been about 2 weeks since I've read this. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But in the games, Gerald goes crazy because Maria dies.
Gotcha.
So he goes crazy, loses like all faith in humanity. But you also got to remember that he is being forced to work for the people that killed her and being like forced into doing their experiments and stuff.
Gotcha.
As well. So he's not only just sitting in a prison, he's being forced to work for the people who murdered his, like the one person he really cared about. So he modifies Shadow's memories to take out all of like the positive things that Maria was trying to teach him about humanity and Earth and their desire to go and visit it and see what it was like. And he takes that away and like replaces it with the idea of Maria wanting revenge on the people who hurt her. So that's kind of the tipping point in the games, at least.
Okay, it's basically the same as the movie, except that
Gerald
we don't know. Yeah, we don't know why he was running. We don't know any of that situation. We know the general freaking lied and made himself look like an idiot.
Yeah, I don't think that happens in the game.
Because the way he talked about the accident that happened, it made it sound like it was partially their fault. And then you watch the flashback, and he's literally the guy, like, trying to stop them from shooting.
Yeah.
And they shoot the tank. So it was an accident that she died. Like, you didn't purposely kill her.
Yeah, it didn't make sense that he said that.
Why would you say that to make yourself look bad?
I don't know.
And then show us a flashback where you are the guy trying to stop the thing from happening.
I don't know. That's weird, man. I just think the game version makes a little more sense, but it is pretty similar. So that's my recap. I'm done talking for the rest of the episode.
I was done a while ago. So
Yeah.
Got your word cannon.
Yeah, I hit the mark. I got a passing grade. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Sure thing. I didn't love when they infiltrated the shield at the end.
You're talking about the base, right?
The
gun
base.
Oh god,
Yeah, I
that
thought
whole
the
section was bad.
Their plan didn't make any sense. Like,
so their backup plan was Knuckles, the guy who can break through the shield and the entire building to the vault.
Yeah, so there's
in seconds.
There's a shield.
That was their back.
Yeah.
I would have lead with that.
Their main plan was Sonic to run and hope that the shield gets down in time before he gets there. Which, if it doesn't, will disintegrate him instantly.
To be fair, they weren't. Their initial plan was we're gonna send the two humans in, disguised, to.
You would have been better to like hire like stage performers off the street to like go in there, and they would do a better job than those two buffoons.
Let me go with the plan first.
Gosh.
So they have the two humans to go in and put a flash drive into the system, into the computers, so that way Tails can hack in and disable the shield, and they can get in.
Yeah, because you need a thumb drive to hack in to the computers.
Yeah. So, well, it's a closed system, so they have to add.
See, I'm okay with that kind of trope in movies. I'm okay with that.
I mean, that makes sense.
I don't know anything like computers.
Yeah,
so.
Well, I mean, if a computer has like no way to access it from the outside, you would need.
No one in the building is using the internet.
I mean, maybe not.
Okay.
I mean,
It is on lockdown. Okay.
if it in a high
They
security,
all have a VPN. Okay.
well, in a high security facility, you could have a closed system that would be safer than allowing access to the internet
Okay.
through the network at all. So
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a computer guy.
Beep bop boop. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, but so their plan is to disable the shields and then go in. And if that doesn't work, Knuckles is going to break through the shield. And
the building.
And yeah, and when he does, he goes through the shield and the building directly into the room where they need to go.
Like the safe, like the high security room.
Exactly where the key they're trying to get is. The second key for the space laser.
Yep, because you need to.
Because you need both of them. Which, if you need both of them, the question would be, why not just destroy the one you have? If the bad guys need both of the keys to destroy the world, why don't you just break the key you already have?
Because they want to use the. What did Gunn think that was going to be used for?
I don't really know.
They called it a weapon.
Right.
But do they understand the extent of what it can do? Like, did he tell them, like, oh, it, like, shoots and it will, like, destroy a Wendy's?
It can only destroy the world when Shadow uses his chaos powers to fully charge it. To, like, supercharge it.
I just thought that was how it charged in general.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think that was, like, supercharging it.
Okay.
To the point where it can blow up the world. I think normally it would just be, like, an orbital strike of some kind.
Okay.
So
what does Gunn do? What's Gunn?
Not a lot. Clearly.
Like,
fail.
Like, I thought they just dealt with, like, aliens in, like...
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean...
They do everything. They're good. Like, they want to have a gun to the earth. Is that what they were going for?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think...
Piano Amigo, you saw the first movie. I need explanation.
I think they're like an alien control because I'm pretty sure they show up when Sonic.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
But they're not exclusively that.
Apparently not. They want to have a laser.
Yeah, as far as we've seen, at least we haven't seen him really do much else.
Yeah.
You could use that to control aliens, I guess. You get him like one spot on the Earth, blast him.
Or if you point it the other way.
Take a selfie laser.
If you point it out away from the Earth, then you could shoot something coming at you instead of shooting yourself. You know, if you turn the chamber away from your body, then the bullet will go towards the bad guy. So, yeah. I don't know. I thought it was kind of lame that the big space laser had an Eggman like mustache slapped on it.
I thought that was funny.
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of lame.
It was like solar panels, wasn't it? The mustache was solar panels.
Yeah, something like that. I like the design of it from the games better, because in that one it's like the entire ship is shaped like Eggman, but it looks like it's a lot more subtle. You wouldn't notice it at first.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Was there anything from the movie that was better than the games that you know of?
Well, I can't be definitive because I haven't actually played
them. Okay.
I'm going off of the wiki and things I
read.
Just
found information like you've memorized half of it.
No, I'm going off the wiki. So if the wiki's wrong, or if I misremembered it, this isn't true at all.
Okay.
So take it with a grain of salt. I liked when Ivo said he couldn't believe there was a woman in the military.
That was
ironic, right?
I mean, it was funny.
Okay.
It was funny. It was a very character-based joke because he's very old. So
I can't believe it. I know women in the military.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. For out of context stuff, Goat Milker was.
Yeah, they called this dude Goat Milker, and I'm like, whoa, okay.
No context, but he's Eggman's henchman. he shows up and Knuckles points at him and he goes, "It's the goat milker." Just no context.
And and this is a guy who literally like destroyed all the drones after the general thing. So I was like, what? Like, where does this guy come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I guess he milks goats.
I guess he milks goats. Does he milk goats?
I think it's like a hand cream thing or something.
Oh.
I want to say. It was some like a fancy thing. It was either for the hand cream or coffee. And then like it was just showing that he was doing everything he could to make Eggman comfortable.
Oh. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. I think it is funnier without context. I'm gonna. Do you think it was funnier with context or without context?
Oh, I forgot who he was. Rewatching it. So I was like, okay, I guess that's the goat milker.
Oh no.
Okay. So Knuckles, he left his whole job. One of the things, like the thing he like values most in his life, his highest duty, is protecting the Master Emerald, right?
That's right.
And the Master Emerald is what happens when all emeralds are in one.
In the games, I think it's a different thing. I think
Okay.
I think in the games, the Master Emerald is just a really big, like
Emerald.
separate emerald. Yeah, I don't think is it?
I think that's right.
Okay. And I think it stays on Knuckles' like island home in the games.
Okay, and he's like protecting it.
Yeah,
their whole job's protecting it.
that's
like
that's his whole job is to protect it. It's like his whole purpose.
I think even the whole tribe.
I think the tribe is. I think he's like the dedicated role though. Like I think it's like his job specifically.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the movie, he gave it to a guy named Wade.
Okay, yeah. When he said it was like hidden, I just assumed it was like buried. I'm like, okay, it's just like locked up.
Echidnas are known for digging too, so that makes sense.
He buried it in the center of the earth.
Yeah. That was so stupid that they gave it to some random guy.
Yeah.
Who hands it over instantly. There's no fight put up there at all.
No, I mean, I just don't believe Knuckles would do that. Now, I have heard, because again, I was looking desperately for context. I watched a review and they said that's from the Knuckles show. That happened in the Knuckles TV show.
Ooh.
There's a Knuckles show?
Yeah, but Knuckles isn't really in it very much. It's mostly about that guy, Wade. Yeah. Because they couldn't really afford to have Knuckles in it very much.
Well, then don't make a show!
But money.
Oh my gosh.
But I want money.
It's like, oh, I really want this thing, but I really just can't afford it.
That's what debt is for. Don't you know?
It's like having like we need to make like a Coca-Cola commercial. Like, well, we really can't afford it. Like, did they put like RC, like an off-brand like Coke in there instead? We couldn't afford it.
We couldn't afford the rights to Coca-Cola. Man. Yeah, I just don't. I don't think Knuckles would do that, but do you think Knuckles would do that?
Movie Knuckles might.
Movie Knuckles might. Okay.
Might. Knuckles in any other form wouldn't. Because that's his whole thing. And movie Knuckles is pretty dumb. They take a turn where they make the modern Knuckles pretty dumb, which I don't like.
Yeah. I actually heard people saying like they really liked the movie one because he wasn't as dumb as he's been lately.
No.
Okay.
I do. He goes like, no, you guys stupid.
So they're just wrong. All right.
I don't see it, but
yeah.
Knuckles used to be cool, but like he's just so dumb he doesn't even know how to control himself in this one, it feels.
He was kind of cool at some points.
Yeah, he was kind of cool, but he should be that cool all the time. But then his dumbness outweighs it.
He should be cool all the time.
I did like when he stood up the Sonic and it was telling him he shouldn't use the...
Yeah.
And then he just caved.
And then he caves! And I'm like, no, wait a second. I thought you were going to have some interesting conflict here. And then it's like, nope, LOL, we're going to give like Sonic the
Yeah, what did he say? He was like, I swore to protect the Master Emerald, but I also swore to... What was the thing he also swore to
be
do?
loyal to you.
Yeah,
or friends
something
or
like
whatever.
that. I also swore to be buddies.
That was such a good part they set up, and they're like, no.
Well, I thought like
Yeah.
it was guarded. I thought it was going to be like some test that Knuckles had where he knew like Sonic wasn't going to be able to pass it because of the way he was acting. But nope.
Yeah. He just totally can't. And he told him where it was, too. He didn't even make him look for it.
I was not happy with that. I wasn't happy with most.
No. Even if you don't want to have him fight or anything, then it would be better for Sonic to just run, search the entire planet, which he could do, because he's incredibly fast.
That's why I just figured it was buried or something.
Yeah, he could just
So they wouldn't be able to
he could
find
search
it.
the entire planet, find
Yeah,
that
'cause
guy,
literally, it's
grab it.
It's out in the open.
He's playing
Like,
hockey
if you're
with it
gonna-
on the roof.
If you're gonna hide something, I just can't
This
even.
guy is playing hockey with the Master Emerald Knuckles. You can't trust this man.
Like if I was put in charge of finding like a very particular bowling ball, okay, like it's just somewhere in the world. Okay?
The bowling ball.
I'm just picking like an object of a similar size.
Okay.
That's
okay.
that's what I'm thinking.
What pound? Like, what pound size?
Yeah. What? Wait.
Because the weight makes a big difference on the size.
Yeah.
Wait, the weight makes a big difference in the size?
Yeah, an 8-pound one is like probably this big. Audio listeners can't see my hands, but then like the 32 one is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
32-pound bowling ball?
Yeah.
Those exist?
I think.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the highest I've ever seen is like 18.
Oh well, maybe not.
Okay, I don't know.
Maybe,
Okay,
maybe
that's
it's
good.
the
Okay, so let's-
strongest
yeah,
guy in the world's
Let's
bowling
go
ball.
with like
Yeah.
like 15 pound
Okay.
bowling ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Like if I just look everywhere that I can see, I just assume if it's hidden, it's going to be somewhere where I just wouldn't see it if I was to like walk around and see it. But the emerald is just on the roof. Like you just be walking down the street and a kid can just look over and see it. You want that thing like in a box.
Well, a kid couldn't see it, but anybody on a taller building.
He lifted it up and was like holding it.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
initially he was playing hockey with it. So...
Yeah.
So if Sonic never showed up, nobody would have seen it. Except, satellites, drones,
Yeah.
people in airplanes and helicopters, people with binoculars, really tall people.
Can anyone use it, or is it just people like Sonic?
I think it's just Mobians.
Mobians?
Right? Or
Yeah. Oh,
at least I think only Mobians can use it to go like super. I don't think Eggman can go super. Well,
Eggman can't go super. Knuckles can.
Yeah.
Tails can't.
okay.
Wait, what? Why can't Tails?
Because Tails is just a fox who has two tails. Knuckles has like the Master Emerald energy.
So you have
ripper
to have
and
like
stuff.
some kind of energy power.
Yeah.
You have to be special.
Tails only has 2 tails?
Yeah, that's what makes him special.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought Tails had a lot more tails.
And the fact that he's like a prodigy. He's like what, 8?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just a guy.
Which was something else I found out. The Sonic characters are pretty young, man. Like Tails is 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 8 years old.
How old is Shadow?
I think he's 16.
Okay.
He's one of the oldest ones.
It's one of the...
Yeah. He's 16. I think he's 16. I think Knuckles is 16. And then Sonic, I think, is 15. Something like that.
Wow.
So. Yeah. But
Interesting.
Tails is 8, and he can invent, like, holograms, and fly
Yeah.
a plane, and build a plane.
And he can fly.
Without a plane.
Yeah.
He's pretty impressive.
I thought he had more tails.
No, it's just 2.
Just
'Cause
two.
They whirl around like helicopter blades.
But helicopters have more than 2 blades usually.
Oh, usually, yeah.
Or less, depending on, the kind of helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that fall from trees.
Okay.
They only have 1 blade.
Okay, I gotcha. I'm like, okay, I can think of a couple that have 2. And I'm like, I don't know 1. Okay.
So Sonic gets the Master Emerald,
Mm,
and I've always understood he has to have all the emeralds, which I think in the movie is the Master Emerald.
Right.
They can
Yeah, that's
buy.
what. When I saw it like break apart in the 9, I'm like, whoa, hold on, I don't know much. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. And then they both go super, even though only one has it all.
Right, that's the part
Okay,
that's
yeah.
weird to me.
So Sonic is like super, right? So I don't know what that. It means he's super fast.
He's invincible.
He's invincible. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Shadow freaking punches him and knocks like half the emeralds out, or knocks all of the.
He knocks all of the emeralds out of it. He punches.
I'm like,
him.
man, Shadow, like freaking like. No buffs can just take on Super Sonic.
Which was cool, but it didn't really make much sense.
No.
And then they split half and half, which
allows them to.
Well,
both
actually,
go
it's
super.
not half and half because there's 9, so I don't know which one has more.
don't
but
know.
it's fine.
And then the master, all the emeralds, all of the emeralds disappear once they go back to normal. Like they're all gone.
Yeah, well,
What's
they don't stay together. Sonic and Shadow are separated.
Yeah, they split
by
apart.
the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And they're still like, I don't know where the emeralds are.
Yeah, where did the emeralds go?
That shouldn't work.
Yeah, that was just really confusing. It seemed, it seems like a silly decision to make them the Master Emerald, because it adds a lot of those questions.
And the fight scene was way too large scale. Like
Yeah.
every
the both of them.
yeah,
There's like
Alan's face.
lava flowing and blowing up.
Like every hit just doesn't matter because they're so strong.
Yeah,
It's like you're getting dragged across the whole planet, but it does nothing to you. So what's the point?
It's like the Dragon Ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The power scaling so
They're just
uneven.
like chucking planets at each other.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything. It's like, whoa, that's really cool. They're just fine. Like, oh, okay.
That is who Super Sonic was based off of.
Oh yeah, I
Was-
mean you can
was
tell
Goku.
for sure.
Yep.
I mean, even the name. It's
No.
Well, I just
Yeah.
thought it was funny. Like Shadow punches Sonic. Oh, it's super effective. He like all the emeralds are
Yeah.
gone, and then he's super. He punches them. Oh, it's not effective. Okay.
Well, maybe that's because if Sonic was going to lose the power, he would also lose the power. Because half of the emeralds are in Sonic, and so if he loses them, then the power stops working.
Take all of them.
I don't know. It's just stupid. They shouldn't have done. They shouldn't. It's just really confusing how that works. I don't like it. But they did play Live and Learn.
Is that the music they
Yeah,
played in the?
it was
That was
like-
the space. That was the
yeah.
space battle, though, wasn't it?
It was the guitar riff, right as they were about to jump off of the
Right
moon.
as they dapped each other
Yeah,
up.
they slammed their hands together.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought-
the music. Guys.
I
They
thought
go,
that was a little
"Ew."
YouTube thumbnail-esque.
Yeah.
Like, it was a little too planned. I didn't think it.
Yeah, it was scripted.
Like, it was so forced up. And
Yeah.
the clasping and the holding of it, it's just...
It was definitely a moment that the writers wanted, just like the Eggman dance scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
no!
No one wanted that.
The writers did. TikTok did.
You don't have TikTok.
Yeah.
No,
TikTok shouldn't get what it wants most of the time.
that's true.
So,
How about all of the time?
yeah.
How about all of the time, man? Yeah. It was this pretty cool guitar riff, though.
It was. I
It was
liked
pretty
it.
cool. I was kind of sad it didn't last longer. Like the song just was like 10 seconds and then it was done. It's like, man.
I wish the movie was 10 seconds.
Yeah. I will say I did kind of like the line where he says, "Oh, Ivo, you're no Maria." I thought that was a pretty good line. A lot of meaning behind that. Mostly, I hate you. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was alright. Just
I
didn't
thought it was
land
good.
quite right to me.
It didn't land
it didn't.
at all for me.
It didn't really land for me, but part of that is just because I don't really care about these characters that much, and
I'll be honest, like the only character I really had an investment for was Shadow, and coming out of the movie, I think my impression of Sonic went up because I didn't know anything about Sonic,
yeah.
and I thought it was fun. He's a fun character, to watch and everything. And Knuckles was cool too. But just the story, I was just not impressed with the story overall.
No.
So
No, I wasn't impressed with it either. But and it seems like the source material. The source material sounds pretty interesting, but I don't I just
There's
don't.
like a comic it's based off of or something?
It's
or-
a game.
It's a game.
Yeah, it's Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay.
Yeah. And the story from that seems interesting.
Okay.
But, like, I don't think it was
It was a little too
particularly
big
interesting here.
as well for what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like they had their feet in a little bit too much of everything to do well with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
And the original story's kind of dark for like a kids movie. At least like from what you've already said on here, if they were to try and do that accurately and like feels like they're trying to balance both sides of like it being a fun kids movie
I
for
want to see
families.
a soldier like shoot Maria in cold blood. I want to see a shot of him looking down, and then the camera goes to the scope, and it like goes
Follows
right.
the bullet as it goes
Follows
along.
the bullet. Shadow's just like looking at the bullet, like racing towards it. Can't get there.
It's like his hands just right away from grasping it as it goes through.
I want a shot of like the bullet entering and exiting the body like, with the spray.
You follow it all the
Yeah,
way
the-
through the body.
Follows it as it lands on the ground, bounces a couple.
As Maria like falls in the background.
That would have made it 10 times
Yeah.
better. Just that.
I want to make half the movie. It's all in slow mo, like
No, we don't need Zack Snyder. We don't need...
from the bullet exiting the barrel to when it like lands on the ground. It's like 20 minutes, and, and most of it is just really slow in the air moving.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
Have a flashback as the bullet's going towards her.
It just no. It plays the entire like origin of Shadow.
Wow.
Up into that moment, and then it cuts back as the bullet
Yeah.
is gonna hit it. So they just play like the movie in between. They sandwich it between Maria's death.
I want like a orchestral version of whatever Shadow theme they have, like really high pitched violins playing while it's going on.
It'd be pretty funny. Yeah. I don't know. I really feel like this movie could have benefited from a little more seriousness here and there, especially from the antagonists. And like especially when you consider like what they want to do, and they want you to take it seriously, but it's like the most cartoony plan ever. You know, I'm going to destroy the world.
Well, like
You have to
Eagle
work
said,
hard
the
to make that
scale on the
serious.
fights, I mean, there
Yeah.
wasn't much investment in it because you didn't know what the consequences for what was happening was.
No.
Are they going to make more movies? How do you think
Yeah.
that they are? They're going to keep making movies?
Probably.
I just don't see.
I mean, they had 2 teasers at the end of this. They had one.
Yeah.
They had
Well, one
for-
was for Shadow.
Yeah, which is totally fair.
Totally fair.
Anything.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, anything with Shadow, I like. Anything without him, I hate. Yeah, they had one with Amy and Metal Sonic, and then they had the one with Shadow. He's alive, you guys. It's like I didn't even know he was supposed to be dead.
I was like, duh.
I didn't even get the fake out death. I didn't even get the death part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always assumed he survived. I didn't, so that
Yeah.
part wasn't really like anything special for me.
When he picked up the bracelet, that's why I was so confused when he took it off, because I thought they were like power buffs, and so when he picked it up, I was like, oh yeah, he's he's ready to go. If this is the level of quality the movies are going to be going forward, like I just don't know how long people are going to be invested in it. But then again, people thought this was the best one, so
People loved this one. Like I was specific. I was looking at Sonic reviews, trying to get what people saw good about it, and then wasn't getting it. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just curious. I want to see if there are any bad reviews. There are like 2, and one of them was Matt Walsh, and it was very bad.
gosh.
It was neither one of those bad reviews were good. Both of them were bad. I didn't like either one.
I still feel like it's better than your average kids movie because I've seen a lot of those. So like I'm comparing it to like Alvin and the Chipmunks. I feel like that's in the same vein as it.
Oh yeah.
And I would much rather put on Sonic 3 than Shipwrecked. Like any day.
Well, yeah, probably.
So like I feel like
Which is the one with the girls? Which is
The Squeakquel.
The Squeak.
That's the only one I've
Well,
seen. I was so young when I saw that, so I don't.
3 and 4 has them, but they're not as big as they are in 2.
Yeah.
I know that I know the Chipmunk one, but I feel like Sonic 3 is better as a kids movie, but just as a regular movie, nothing special.
I mean, as that particular kind of kids movie, like the live action adaptations and stuff, yeah, it probably is one of the better ones.
Yeah.
But I just still don't think it's very good because I don't think those types of movies have been done very well. You know? It's like Alvin and Chipmunks is bad.
Whoa. No, it
The
is.
movie.
Okay.
Not the AI covers of every song on the internet.
Oh,
You don't even need AI to do a cover for Alvin and
Turn
the
it
Chipmunks. You just mess with your settings. Like, what are you doing, man? You just mess with the pitch. Yeah. But like the Smurfs movie.
Never seen that.
That's rough.
Yeah,
That's a rough one.
that one's not very good. Like, I
I
don't
just
know.
stay away from those type of movies, I guess.
Top. That also has the same actor for the human guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that one's about the Easter Bunny's son.
He's British and plays the drums.
Yeah. And then the little chicks are evil.
Never seen Hop.
It's not very good. I saw it in theaters once. Yeah, I mean it is just kind of like those movies, but not awful.
Yeah.
Just kind of bad.
It's better than Hop
Yeah.
and like the Chipmunks.
Yeah. I mean those are really bad movies, but this one is just like kind of crummy. It's not.
Yeah.
I
It's not
really
horrendous.
did not like it.
I didn't like it, but I mean I don't think it's as bad as those movies. Really, I think it's probably.
It's been
above
forever since I've seen the Squeakquel.
You haven't even seen the original.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen the original.
Oh man.
No.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. What did you guys think of the celebrity actors for
They were celebrity
Sonic and
actors?
Friends?
Only one I know Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, Idris Elba.
I don't even know who that is.
Who does Keanu?
He's a celebrity. He's
Who's
not like a
Keanu-
really big.
Who do they play?
Reeves is Shadow.
Shadow? Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought he was good.
Idris Elba's Knuckles. And Sonic is it Ben Schwartz?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing I know Schwartz from is Invincible, because we were just watching
funny.
it. We were just watching it, and the voice came out, and I'm like, oh my, that voice is crazy. And I'm usually really, really good at placing people, and so I'm going through all of the animated movies, and I'm like, man, I know it's an animated character. And then my wife looks it up and goes, oh, you're not gonna get it. But I knew, I'm like,
Yeah.
I could even, like, I knew, like, okay, it's a movie I've seen in the past month. Like, I was, like, that confident. I knew it. And then it's Sonic. I'm like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, he's also Parks and Recreation is the first thing I know him from, but he was also in the DuckTales reboot.
Need to see that. Need to see DuckTales.
It's pretty good.
There's a lot of ghosts, right?
In the reboot?
From what I've heard, yeah.
I mean there are a couple. I don't know. I don't.
It's like Scooby-Doo.
I mean they look for treasure. They fight some monsters. They fight some beagles.
Sounds like Scooby-Doo to me.
Yeah. Basically Scooby Doo. Yeah, I like that show. I thought it was a pretty good reboot. A lot better than a lot of the ones that are out there right now. But...
I actually like the voice cast for all of the animated characters. And
Yeah.
Sonic. I like all of them. Tails, Knuckles, everyone.
Well, Tails is I think Tails is the only original actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that one is the same as the games. It's the voice actress from the games.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I like all the voice actors from the games. So
Yeah. I never played any of the Sonic games with voice actors, so doesn't really make too much of a difference.
I only know it from the Twitter takeovers. You know.
There you go. And the shows, I guess, but
Man. I haven't watched any of them but Sonic X, and I don't think those are the same actors anymore. So,
Probably not.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Should we keep scratching or should we just end it?
I don't have anything much to say, but
I don't really have anything
not a
much to
good,
say.
not a recommendation from me.
I'd say probably skip it. Unless you're a Sonic fan, then you might enjoy some of the stuff in there. There might be enough references and things to keep you happy.
Just watch clips on YouTube, man. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, hey, it's more than Sega's given you in years, so
Just be happy and take it.
take it like a man. Yeah.
What?
Final thoughts?
You give him like a death stare
Like-
over there. Something's going down in the podcast room.
No, I was trying to give him a cue.
Cue for what?
Well, we just gave our final thoughts. It was your turn now.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to be subtle.
Ah, so much for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. If your friends want to watch it, I'd say do it. Don't put it on by yourself. That's pretty
That'd
much
be a
it.
little depressing.
Yeah.
Sitting alone in the theater watching Sonic 3.
I did laugh a lot because me and AJM went to go see it, and I did laugh quite a bit.
Yeah. It wasn't really because of the movie
No.
being funny though.
And I kind of averted my eyes at the dancing scene in particular.
That was
I couldn't
I
quite
don't
watch
get
it.
I don't get what people see there. I don't get that at
I
all.
mean, I get it. I freaking watched it. It was horrible.
No, I mean like people like it though. That's
Oh.
what I don't get, man. I don't get why people like it so much. I don't think it's funny. It's like
It's something.
yeah. It exists. Well, I gotta go fast, so
Oh, you can close it up. Piano Eagle, shout out your channel.
Yeah, find me at Piano Eagle on YouTube, spelled exactly like you think. Make song covers, commentary videos. You can also find me on Instagram if you want, but you won't. My channel on there doesn't make much sense, just liminal photos if you're into that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
There we go. Absolutely, go check it out. Tom's the Train Kitchen covers.
Oh yeah.
Doing great over there. I like your new style videos. Your I don't know, not really vlogs, I guess.
The like commentary ones.
Commentary
Yeah,
videos.
Yeah, those are pretty fun to do.
I think they're good. I think
yeah, they're
pretty cool.
good, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Editing is getting pretty cool. Editing's getting pretty good. HM, what are you doing?
I'm living my life, man.
Living the dream.
What content are you producing?
Nothing right now.
This podcast.
This
right now.
podcast. This here.
You can't shout out the thing you're literally doing.
The thing I'm doing.
Never mind.
I mean, I'm working on a screenplay, but like
Ooh.
that's not
How long is that going to when is that coming out?
Oh, right.
When are we going to see this?
I don't know when you're ever gonna see that. I write things, I draw things. Now maybe I'll share them
Piano Eagle,
sometime.
tell this dude to start a channel for his art.
Yeah, I should do a D&D art channel.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've thought about it. I just don't know exactly how to go about it, especially since I'm traditional. So I kind of have a weird setup for how I draw for recording. So I draw it on an angled surface that's also reflective. So
That sounds too complicated. I'd give up.
yeah. So I mean, I've got to start doing something here soon, but yeah, maybe you'll see something from me someday. Maybe. I'm thinking about it.
We've
So-
got some funny D&D stories we've talked about doing.
Yeah. We're all in a D&D campaign together. Piano Eagle is our dungeon master. So we've talked about maybe doing another episode with Piano Eagle, covering some of the Dungeons and Dragons movies. Since it would be our whole group together, we could talk about it from that perspective. So we might be doing that sometime soon for the podcast stuff. So maybe consider keeping an eye out. If you don't hate us after this review of Sonic 3.
With only negative reviews. Us and Matt Walsh agree. Oh no.
Baby G, what are you working on?
I'm working on my March Movie Madness stuff. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This might be coming out around that time.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully this will be out before then, but it'll be around the start. So yeah.
Yeah. So
Pretty exciting.
first video just dropped. Go check it out. The March Madness.
Yeah. So
Prince of Egypt will win, hopefully.
hopefully, I did my best.
We didn't rig it totally. All right. Well, I suppose that is it. Thanks for listening, everybody.
We gotta go fast. You know.
Gotta go fast.
Way past cool. I ran out of Sonic things to say.
All right. That's it. Bye.
All right.